the two of us. We will always reminisce, kissing in.
888-775-3773, 888-77-JESSE. Welcome to the show. Kirsten, are you a Christian for the record?
No, I'm not.
You're not a Christian?
No, I'm not a Christian.
That explains then.
It does. I believe it absolutely does explain things, because when you look at the situation, first of all, this is a political issue. It's a political issue. And when people try to blur the lines between church and state, when people try to go off of one philosophy, one ideology, it makes that the standard, the benchmark for how all women or all men should live their lives, then you're going to have a problem. You know, California, Louisiana, New Hampshire, they do not report abortion data, and these are things.
Why is that?
Planned Parenthood reports these numbers.
Why is that important?
It's important. It's important because black women have been made the face of abortion. That's why it's important. It's important to realize that these statistics that we are being fed are incomplete. It's very, very important to realize that when you talk about comprehensive statistics, you're not including the statistics of private doctors.
Kirsten, let me ask. So you're not a Christian. Are you saying you don't believe in God at all?
Absolutely not. God and Christianity are not synonymous.
Do you believe in God?
I absolutely believe in God.
What religion are you?
I don't think God is framed by religion. I don't think God can be confined or defined by the institution of religion.
So what would you say if someone asked you, as I did, are you a Christian? You would say, no, you what?
I would say no, and that would be the end of it.
Oh, but you do believe in God? Absolutely. 70% of Planned Parenthood abortion mills are located in the inner cities around the country.
They are not abortion mills.
Over 1,500 black babies are aborted every day, according to blackgenocide.com. What's good about that?
Well, it depends. It depends on what your viewpoint is. It depends on.
I'm asking you, what's good about the fact that 1,500 black babies are aborted every day? What's good about that?
First of all, there is never anything good. There's never anything good about a death or a murder. What you're talking about, which is subjective, is abortion being murder. I do not believe abortion is murder. I do not believe that terminating a pregnancy is murder. So what you're trying to do is frame an argument.
What do you believe it is? If it's not murder, because these unborn children are not volunteering to die, they have not committed a crime. If it's not murder, what would you call it?
Again, you're talking in subjectives. I would call an abortion a medical procedure. Let's say,
does that feel better?
John Holtron said, may I finish my statement? That the fetus, when you want to compare a fetus to a child, is like comparing a blueprint to a building. And I will also say that the brain of the fetus is not even developed until the third trimester.
That is so insane.
That is not insane. That is fact.
Let me ask you this. I know, but I don't want to hear that. But all you're trying to do is make it seem nice. You're trying to make it sound nice.
Okay, finish.
You're trying to make it sound nice because you don't want to face reality. It's murder.
Oh, no, I'm facing reality.
So you come up with all these fancy words.
You're talking about religious conjecture, and you're talking about...
I'm talking about life or death.
No. What you're talking about is you're framing your argument. First of all, you're trying to lead people astray into believing that Planned Parenthood is an abortion mill. That's number one.
I know that they are. I don't have to try.
You do not know that.
I do know that.
3%, Jesse, of Planned Parenthood services are abortions. 3%.
So let's say that that's not true what you're saying, but let's say that.
Oh, that's absolutely
let's say
true.
that 3%. Do you think the 3% of babies that they're killing, the babies are okay with that?
Because, again, you're saying babies, and you're saying subjective. I would be more concerned, Jesse, with the babies who are in our foster care systems who Republicans want to see dwindle and die. I will be more concerned with them trying to cut welfare for these children. I am more concerned about the state of our healthcare system. If they care so much about the proliferation of the African-American community, then how about they let these buildings, they let these institutions who are trying to help us, 1.1 million pregnancy tests, 770,000 pap smears, 750,000 breast exams, over 4 million tests for HIV.
And so
are done at Planned Parenthood. No, let me finish.
Because they're doing those things, that's worth the life of killing, as you said, 3% of the unborn innocent children.
You are speaking in subjective. If you want to say that is killing, then that is your perspective. What I'm trying to say to you is that the lives that you are conservative, correct? I'm assuming you are about your
No, I am.
You are definitely
Totally.
conservative.
Absolutely.
Okay. So when you look at that, you cannot
I'm sorry,
look at
Kirsten.
life.
Hold on. Let me take a break.
Sure.
I'll let you finish that comment when we come back. I have no doubt at all, not one iota of a doubt in my mind, that if men turn back to God and love Him with all their heart, soul, and might, take control of their wives and their children, these women would not be killing your children, men. Women would not be killing your children. 70% of Planned Parenthood would not be in the inner city killing black babies or white babies. But because they have told men, oh, you shouldn't be involved. These are the men's children. If it wasn't for men, women wouldn't be having children. Let me go quickly to Shirley out of Atlanta, Georgia. Listen on WGUN. Go ahead, Shirley.
Good morning, Reverend Peterson, and good morning, Kirsten.
Good morning.
Kirsten?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you been a racist, and how long have you been a segregationist?
Wow, I'm not either, so I'm surprised by that. So I can't give you a time frame because I'm neither.
So you're not a racist and you're not a segregationist?
No, I'm not.
And why do you say that, Shirley?
Why do you want to kill off American black babies, Christian babies? Why is that important to you?
It's not important to me to kill off Christian black babies. It's important to me that the quality of all our children's lives are protected and are enhanced. In birth control,
Let me speak to
leads to an improved quality of life. I'm sorry?
Let me speak to the breath in your body since you were speaking to the breath in unborn's body. Let me speak to the breath in your body. When you leave here, where are you going?
I'm sorry. This is the second
going?
question that I've gotten as pertains to my personal views.
Well,
I'm talking about Planned Parenthood,
where are you going?
and I'm talking about Planned Parenthood. I'm talking about Margaret Sanger, and I'm talking about Dr. King. Planned Parenthood is not an abortion
mill. And
mill.
you're there to
3% of Planned Parenthood.
The ungodly health care plan that
how
gives
is
me
it
your
ungodly?
body so I can do whatever plan.
How is it ungodly?
And that's why
how is
you're
it ungodly?
You're there to promote the health care.
Can you answer the question? How is it ungodly?
And I got to tell you, Kirsten, I feel sorry for you.
How is it
You're
ungodly, Miss Shirley?
And I have been praying for you since you've been talking on the radio. I feel sure you're going to turn. And I thank you for your time. Thank you, Reverend Peterson.
All right, thank you, Shirley. Kirsten,
yes.
This time went by too fast. Will you come back?
Of course I will. I also just wanted to, if you're saying my time is up, I actually just would like to make one more very, very, I think, important point, if I have the time.
Okay, you know what? To be fair, hold on. Let me take a quick break, and we'll come back and let you finish that point.
Sure.
Okay. The Bible Go-To Guy is coming up in the next hour. He's on fire. You don't want to miss it. Kirsten, you wanted to make another point before we end this conversation.
I actually did. I just wanted to reiterate to you and just to your listeners that Planned Parenthood, regardless of public opinion, is not an abortion mill. And this organization has taken blows in the wrath from the communities that it's trying to serve, Jesse. And we're talking about life-saving preventative education. And when you talk about the relationship between Dr. King and Margaret Sanger, he understood, which I said earlier, that it's not an academic or ordinary interest for the African-American community. For the global black community, there is a special and urgent concern for family planning. And I would just also like to say, do your own research, research.
But if they're trying to save lives, why are they killing the unborn child? Where is the life-saving? Let me ask, though, where is the life-saving in that?
The life-saving is preventing women from or catching breast cancer early.
No, I said that for the unborn child that they're killing. Where's the life-saving in that?
The life-saving is, again, you're talking in subjectives about what is and what defines unborn. You're talking about murder as opposed to a medical procedure, and that's a subjective. That's your opinion. That is not based on scientific fact.
Do you support abortion at the 9th month as well?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. And do you think taxpayers should pay for abortions?
Taxpayers do not pay for abortion.
We do pay for abortion.
No, you do not.
No, yes, we do.
The 1976 Hyde Amendment, which Obama actually went back and reaffirmed in 2010 with an executive order. Federal funds cannot be used.
You're not being honest in your dialogue.
Oh, I'm not, really.
No.
Really?
Obama, and don't even go with Obama. Obama is love abortion more than any man that I ever seen. When he first entered office,
it's funny to talk about men and abortion when the problem that a lot of women face in Congress.
Let me just finish this about abortion.
Let me finish. Men are not there.
Let me finish this about Barack.
Sure.
Barack overturned a law that we had that we would not pay for abortion in foreign countries. And the first thing that he did once he entered office is to overturn that. President Bush said no to that. Clinton said no to that. Obama said, no, we got to pay for abortions in foreign countries. That's the first thing he did when he entered office. He Obama also supported a bill that when he was senator, that if a woman is had an abortion and the baby came out alive, it was a botched abortion and the baby came out alive, let the baby die on the table. Do not help the baby to survive. So you can't. Obama is not a good example.
No, I'm using Obama as an example, not of his pro-choice or whatever you feel like his stance is. That was not my point at all. So I'm not really even sure why we're having a conversation about Obama other than the fact that he reaffirmed the Hyde Amendment of 1976, which said that federal funds could not be used to fund abortions. Medicaid they do not fund elective abortions, period. And that is not dishonest dialogue. That is the truth.
You know the sad thing about what you're doing, I know that over at Spelman College there in Georgia, they are teaching black women this type of liberal lies, and a lot of black women are being deceived. This is why the black man...
I didn't attend Spelman. I attended Clark Atlanta.
I know, but I'm just telling you, a lot of black men need to take their women back, take them away from Planned Parenthood, take them away from this liberal thinking. Because as long as men allow their wives or women to be out there, like their daughters to be out there, they're going to be deceived generation after generation. And black people have enough problems already, and they don't need Planned Parenthood or Margaret Sanger or anyone else to be telling them to kill their children.
Well, actually, if you want to look at black fathers, poverty and lack of support is one of the reasons why women elect to have abortions.
No, it's a lack of character.
When you're saying that
it's a lack of character, it's not anything.
It's not a lack of character.
It is because if these was moral women, if these were moral women, they wouldn't be having abortion.
Well, that's your opinion.
No, that's the truth.
That is your opinion. Morality is very much subjective, Jesse.
No, that's not true.
Opinion. And if you want to talk about, it's very much true. Truth is not absolute.
Why would the truth is absolute? Are you absolutely sure about that?
That's very, 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 very funny. I am absolutely sure in my personal belief of what's true, just as you're absolutely sure in yours. It is subjective.
No.
Each individual person has their version of what's true. You believe it's immoral. I believe it's immoral for black fathers to leave women alone. I believe it's immoral. I absolutely believe that fathers should have a say in whether or not a woman has an abortion, if we can find most of them. That is the problem. There are startling statistics that show the level of mental illness, the level of depression, rape, poverty, when fathers are not in the home.
Well,
so
you
what
know
I'm
that.
saying to you is, let me finish my point. When you want to talk about quantity of life, you actually have to look at quality of life as well. The Republican policies are eugenics in nature.
Oh,
in nature.
God.
You look at the welfare system.
Are you serious?
I am very, 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 very much serious. I cannot get any more serious than I am right now. You look at how they're trying to stifle welfare. You look at how they're trying to stifle health care, subpar housing, education. We are dying in vast numbers. People die from poverty. There was a Republican debate where someone said,
let them die. From poverty?
They said, let them die. Do your research.
Who do you know? Come on.
They said, if people can't afford health care, what do? Do they die? Do they die?
Not in America. Come on, Kirsten.
Okay, I would just say that if personal morality or religious convictions dictate that you not support Planned Parenthood, then, I may not agree with you, but who am I to argue? But to just be force-fed this myth that Planned Parenthood is a racist organization, is with this thinly hidden agenda to exterminate the black community, specifically the African-American community, it could not be further from the truth. It could not be further from the truth. If we want to look at quantity of life...
Do you work for them? Do you work for Planned Parenthood?
I do not work for Planned Parenthood.
You do not work for them?
I do not work for Planned Parenthood.
You receive no funds. You receive no money from them at all?
I receive no funds from Planned Parenthood.
Okay.
None at all. And what I'm saying is if you want to look at the quantity of life, you actually have to look at the quality of life as well and wonder why conservatives are more concerned with the quantity than the quality.
Kirsten, thank you so much. And you will come back, right?
I sure will.
You know what? You're a brave woman for taking the heat, and I admire that.
I've been told that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Back in a moment, folks.
This has been the Jesse Lee Peterson Radio Show, produced by Bond Action. To access the podcast of this show, Visit us on the web at bondaction.org.